Stabenow.
Thank you so much, and welcome, Director Young. Thank you so much for your leadership, for President Biden. So much to respond to, and I want to talk about one important Michigan project. But let me start by just saying for the record that what we know is that of all the deficit ever created in the history of the country, 25% came from 4 years of President Trump. And so we are certainly moving forward to lower that amount. You indicated $1.7 trillion in deficit reduction in the first 2 years. I think it is important to know that in your 10-year budget, you are proposing a $3 trillion reduction in what I've seen from particularly House Republican proposals that are public, that what they want to do, it would increase the deficit by $3 trillion by maintaining the huge Trump tax cuts and really doubling down on making sure that rich people don't have to pay their taxes through IRS audits and so on and so on. I also, just to respond to my colleague about what is the number, what should folks pay? Well, prior to the Inflation Reduction Act, 19 of the top 100 corporations basically paid zero. So I would say we'll start with zero is not okay when small businesses are paying a top rate, when individuals are paying zero is not okay. If you benefit from clean air, clean water, drive on the roads, our healthcare system, our military, et cetera, et cetera. And so now at least we have a floor for those corporations, which I think is only fair for everybody else. And so I'm glad that we're now investing in America and appreciate so much we're bringing jobs home and investing in putting money in the pockets of the middle class and working folks and small businesses, because that is growing the economy, fastest growing economy in the last, I don't know, in my lifetime maybe, under the first 2 years of a president. And so I appreciate that vision. I also wanted to thank you for the wonderful funding for behavioral health in the budget, and this is a bipartisan priority. We added, as you know, to our gun safety legislation last year, an expansion of certified community behavioral health clinics, and you make that permanent in this budget. And I'm not only smiling, but our former colleague, Senator Roy Blunt, I'm sure is as well, and all of our colleagues who care deeply about mental health and addiction services. So I thank you for that. And the other thing I want to thank you for is understanding that Social Security and Medicare are great American success stories. And we certainly don't want to do what we, again, we're hearing from House proposals, raise the age of Social Security to 70 or Medicare to 70, so you have to wait 5 more years to get health care as a senior, but we want to keep those strong, so thank you. I do want to spend my last moment talking about something you and I have talked about, but I want for the record to just really make the case as it relates to a jobs, national security, economic project that runs through Michigan, and that is the SULOCs, up a national project of significance. We have a large Lot 1 that will allow large barges and ships to come down the St. Lawrence Seaway and into the Great Lakes. From there, they're carrying raw materials, they're carrying products, but they go by rail and truck to every part of our country. This is a major infrastructure project, and we know that, simply put, if this one lock, which is the only large functioning lock we have, went down, this would be devastating to our economy. It would harm manufacturing, it would harm agriculture, it would jeopardize our national security. And according to the Army Corps, who we have really have an excellent relationship with, so appreciate their leadership, but a 6-month unscheduled outage at the SULOCs would result in 11 million jobs lost. Just 6 months, 11 million jobs, $1.1 trillion hit to the economy. And the Department of Homeland Security says it's hard to conceive of a single piece of infrastructure more consequential in terms of its impact on the economy and national security from an unexpected and sustained closure. So we need to get this done. We're in the middle of the project, as you know, and I appreciate their support, but we're on borrowed time to get this done. And so I could go on and on. I will not. I appreciate what has happened to date, but I would just ask you, Director Young, given the stakes on the SULAX project, is this a priority for you and the administration? Do I have your commitment to do whatever it takes to make sure that we complete the project, and to do that, whatever it takes, to secure the funding for the SULAX, not only this year, but through completion?
Well, let me be clear. This budget holds $235 million for this project. That is not a small amount. That should hopefully show you our commitment. The federal government understands the importance of this project, and you have our commitment to remain partners and get this job finished.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Well, thank